So this Christmas, you want a tablet. But which one do you pick? Well, the Google Nexus line has your back with 7 and 10-inch tablets, great performance, and updated software. But which one do you pick? Well, that's exactly what we're going to look at in this comparison. But also, we're going to ask the question, what does it mean to have a 7-inch tablet? What does it mean to have a 10-inch tablet? Which one's more practical? Hey, this is Joshua Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And this is the Asus Nexus 7 versus the Samsung Nexus 10. Let's jump right in with the one that came first, the Nexus 7. Created by Asus, the 7 is obviously right between a smartphone and a full-sized tablet. As such, its form factor is supposed to be used by two hands but fits comfortably in just one. The screen on the front is surrounded by a black border, the top of which has the front-facing camera. The power and volume buttons are found on the same side, while the headphone jack is near the charging port on the bottom. The back of the Nexus 7 has a perforated design and was the first to sport the Nexus designation proudly, below which is the Asus branding and a speaker slit. Asus made a very balanced, smaller tablet without compromise, as this tablet is easy to handle and easy on the eyes. With the right cover, it blends in very well with books and planners. The larger Nexus 10 was Google's way of storming into the tablet market. With great specs and a killer screen, it has become one of the devices to beat. The 10-inch screen on the front has a front-facing camera up top with a notification light at the bottom. The sides of the front have inconspicuous but very effective speakers. The power and volume buttons are together at the top, looking in landscape, while the charging port and headphone jack are on the left, opposite the mini HDMI port. This tablet is meant to be handled by two hands, as anything else would feel a little precarious. If held in one hand, I'd have a death grip on the Nexus 10, or I'd just lay it on one hand like a waiter's tray. Of course, you can enjoy the tablet on a stand for all your viewing pleasure. Which leads me to make this one a tie, because both sizes serve different purposes. The 7's mid-sized form gives it nimble capabilities, while the 10 is to be held safely or sitting on a desk for all to see. While I do like the design of the Nexus 7 just a little bit better, I have to say that both these tablets look to fill particular needs, and they both very much succeed. So the first round is a tie as we look at the screens next. The true IPS display of the Nexus 7 brings in a resolution of 1280 by 800. While this is mostly standard, the screen also has a rather low pixel density at just 216 ppi. While a general user of the Nexus 7 will probably have no qualms with the screen and its ability to show movies and text quite well, the keen eye will see that sharpness isn't very perfect and that colors can use a little bit more vibrancy. Now, to be fair, this criticism comes primarily because of the Nexus 10's incredible 10-inch screen. It's hard not to criticize other devices when you see this RGB real stripe PLS screen capable of an amazing 2560 by 1600 resolution. With 300 ppi, the Nexus 10 screen is not just brighter, colors are more vibrant, the sharpness, especially with text, is also just a sight to behold. In just the couple weeks I've had this tablet, I found myself watching content more and more on it than anywhere else. Mind you, all content is still enjoyable on the Nexus 7, and like I said, you might not be as nitpicky, but the Nexus 10 does spoil you a little bit. The 7 is capable of showing the same things the 10 is, but the Nexus 10 just does it all better. But a 10-inch tablet with such a high resolution needs some incredible power under the hood, and that is exactly what you get with the Nexus 10. Imagine, if you will, that the Nexus 7 is a high-end road car, which then makes the Nexus 10 the supercar that you can take onto the track and just destroy it. Even if benchmark tests didn't always seem to show the Nexus 10 blowing away all of the competition, there's still a level of optimization within this package that you just have to experience to believe. This tablet absolutely flies with its 1.7 GHz A15 processor, and that brings one of the most smoothest and fastest experiences on a device I have ever had. Gaming is great on both of these tablets. The Tegra 3 of the Nexus 7 is the processor package that spawned a slew of games made for its capabilities, so the 7-inch tablet is definitely able to hold its own in 2D and 3D gaming. The speed found in the Nexus 10, however, translates beautifully into the quad-core Mali T604 graphics processor. The amazing screen further adds to the gaming experience too. Now, my battery test with the Nexus 10 before was a little bit too crazy, I'll admit. However, after spending some time with the tablet, I can definitely say that it is able to go for days of normal usage without any problems. Say I use it for a few hours one day, let it sit until the next day, it starts right where it left off. The Nexus 7, however, with its smaller screen and lesser but still great specifications, is able to go for more days. So, with incredible screen comes incredible power. The Nexus 10 definitely takes it there, but all of that awesome has to come with that price. Ultimately, the mileage of the supercar just isn't quite as great as that of the road car. The hardware of the Nexus 7 is simplistic at best. What you see is ultimately what you get, as there is no rear camera and the front-facing camera is best for just hangouts and maybe the occasional self-portrait. However, aside from the usual GPS, Bluetooth, and NFC offerings found in the 7, the 32GB version of the tablet was recently given 3G and HSPA Plus capabilities. On AT&T's network, you can connect to the internet from pretty much anywhere with adequate speeds that add further portability. But a premium package in the Nexus 10 brings a lot more to the table. Easily found on the back is the rear camera that does take some decent photos, even if using a tablet for pictures isn't always practical. The notification light below the screen is a nice touch, and the mini HDMI port on the right side allows for viewing on a television. Aside from GPS, NFC, and Bluetooth, Miracast is also available, but I don't have a TV with this wireless display capability. The great part of the Nexus 10 is the sound. Samsung should get a lot of credit for putting 2 speakers on the front of the tablet that bring a much louder and richer sound than most, if not all, of the competition. Ultimately, if you need mobile networking, then the Nexus 7 is your only choice. However, the Nexus 10's overall package just offers so much more than the 7, and thus, it gets the point in this round. Which brings me to my final aspect, which will seem a little new, but I believe is incredibly important for a comparison like this. Usage. What does it mean to have a 7-inch or a 10-inch device? We can look at which one is faster or has the nicer screen all day, but in reality both of these tablets are great performers. You will get the most updated software in Jelly Bean 4.2 on both tablets, so software is not an issue here. So, after everything we've looked at, I would argue that the most important aspect between these two is which one is the most practical. The Nexus 10 is definitely the more powerful of these two, and is thus an absolute joy to use. However, I found that I could only enjoy it in particular situations, at a desk, like in a cafe, or on a stand, in both hands, or anywhere that I could set it down to view something and just let it go. And that's a little bit limiting, to be honest. Months ago when I bought my Nexus 7, I chose it because it was the most nimble device and was able to be used in just about any situation I could throw at it. If I wanted to watch, read, or view anything, the 7-inch screen still did the job pretty well. But it was in the on-the-go, quick, spontaneous situations that I knew the Nexus 7 would be better. I could carry it like a book with me anywhere, rather than have a bag, so that I could hold the Nexus 10 for wherever I went. And if I wanted to change a calendar entry, jot down a note, or draft a quick write-up, the Nexus 7 was always at the ready for getting those things done. And ultimately, these are the questions you have to ask yourself. What is it you really want from the tablet you're going to get? Do you want a media powerhouse capable of being your video and picture viewer in spectacular fashion? Or do you want an ultra-portable, nimble, easy-to-use in spurts device that you can essentially take anywhere with you? In a direct comparison, the Nexus 10 is better and greater. Its size makes for one of the best experiences on Android I've had to date, but for what I actually want and need to do, the Nexus 7 fulfills my needs. So, which tablet's the one for you? The Nexus 7 starts at $199 while the 10 starts at $399. You can read my full written comparison and leave a comment about which one you would choose at AndroidAuthority.com, your source for all things Android.